The start of the change to Mariz with.
Mariz. Now it's two separate words.
Because I can't.
That's fantastic.
I can't fuck with a second syllable. I can't. Okay. Anyways, she also tells him that Ulrich Rahl created the Gars specifically to fight the Mariz with in the Great War. Those who worked with the wizards became the General Gars, meaning that Gratch is in charge of some shit now.
That's right. They were literally made to kill the Mariz with.
Yeah. And so Richard
That's why they were so good at it.
Yeah, and Richard is like the stand-in for the wizards of old, as we know. And Gratchgar, General Gratchgar is the head dude now. So he brought all of his friends to come help fight.
I don't know why that reminded me of the Star Wars, the Akbar, General Akbar.
Yeah, it sounded kind of like
the guy who talks funny.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
Yeah.
Gratchgar. General Gratchgar.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Gargretch?
Yeah. So Ulick and Egan join the group. Everybody from across the battlefield, wherever the fuck they got to, just spotted Richard in the center, and everyone's just flocked there from wherever fights they were in. Saying they heard the cheer, but couldn't get to Richard. Because we didn't mention this. At the very beginning of the chapter, everybody started being like, Lord Rahl is here! Lord Rahl!
Yeah.
And in the Audible, it sounds kind of silly because
Rally! Lord Rahl!
It's one guy.
Rally! Lord Rahl, Lord Rahl, Lord Rahl!
It always sounds mocking.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's Lord Rahl!
It almost sounded mocking to me because he was like, Lord Rahl! Everybody, Lord Rahl is here! Yes, Lord
Let's
Rahl.
tighten it up now, guys.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Big man is here.
Yeah. But yeah, so they were saying that they heard the cheer go. So I guess that's why everyone's flocking here. They all heard the soldiers around Richard exclaim. Exclaim is the word I was going for there. That he was there, but they couldn't get to him in time. Now they're here. Kara says it's funny. They didn't have any trouble because they're badass and way better than the men. So they got through the crowd no problem.
Probably true.
Yeah, fact.
They I don't know. I think the difference is that while Ulick and Egan are big and they are built for battle and they are very efficient at it, Kara and the rest of the Mord Sith like it. Like a lot. I feel like that's the difference between Ulick and Egan and the Mord Sith. Because the Mord Sith are like, they're both in their element, but the Mord Sith are like loving it.
Yeah, and I think there's probably a higher level of casual cruelty, maybe not cruelty, but like violence that the Mord Sith can do. Like, I think Ulick and Egan are also do what you have to do, no holds barred, fuck shit up. But I also think if they could chop a dude's arm off and keep moving, they'll do that as opposed to fucking murdering him with a fucking Aegil to the back of the neck. Like, I think the Mord Sith will always go to 10, where Ulick and Egan would just do what they had to get it done.
Oh, yeah, they could be more efficient like Richard. The Mord Sith are more theatrical. They're gonna go big.
But I think in this situation, they would do it quickly, like, in an efficient way. Like, pop, 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 dead, 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 dead. Cutting a line through where Ulick and Egan might have been a little bit more careful to not kill every single thing in their path.
They would have made their way through.
Yeah.
The Mord Sith would have cut a hole all the way through.
Yeah.
All right, I gotcha.
Kaylin asks if everybody is always like this, and Richard's like, no, they're on good behavior right now.
Are you kidding me? This is them being polite. Everyone here is a real son of a bitch.
And Kaylin's like, oh
good
my
people
God.
Good people all around, but...
Because, like, they talked not that long ago. Like, I think it's been probably a month or so since they had their little rendezvous in the sky. But they talked not that long ago, and he had a whole bunch of shit to tell her then that he was just barely able to fill her in on. And now all this other stuff has happened. Richard's got a lot going on.
Busy guy.
Yeah. So Richard looks out into the battlefield and sees the Haran soldiers killing the Blood of the Fold with raised white flags. They have surrendered. They are done. He calls for it to stop, saying it's going to result in less dead if they give up rather than have to beat them.
Right.
And he calls...
less effort on their point.
Yeah, so he calls all the generals to them, and he's like, hey, let's knock it off. Kaylin is like, that's not okay. You have to, like, let them fucking do this. But he's like, no,
That's what they swore to do.
Yeah. You're like, that's what you swore to do too, Richard. Like, you said you were back. That was, like, the whole point that you had about giving up the Midlands, is that you were doing what I wanted, which was taking out my enemies.
Yeah, I will do that. I will do that 100% of the time, like 50% of the time.
Yeah.
So I don't see what you mean.
Yeah. Richard tells the Blood of the Fold that he'll accept their surrender on 3 conditions. They must tell him the truth, they must tell him their plans, and they must swear loyalty to him by giving the oath. Because then, Dreamwalker, that shit'll all be over.
Yeah.
It'll be cool. And now, they did clarify that they were only doing what they were doing because they were told to by Mariswith, and, like, the Dreamwalker was in their brains. Just like with Toby, they were being manipulated.
Yeah, well, the thing that sticks out to me, like, okay, you were doing what you're told. We've already talked our way through that argument. That's not a great one. But, like, they would need to watch all of these people unanimously do this. And it just seems like with an army, especially one of this size, they wouldn't unanimously be like, yeah, fuck our boss, let's go with the other guy. There might be at least a few stragglers, and that wouldn't be surprising. Yeah. So you better make sure that every single one of these people does the oath so you don't have, like, enemy in your camp. Like, yeah, he turned over the army, but I'm a true believer, so I'm not going to do that. I'll fake the oath and then, figure out a way inside the camp to eventually beat them. I'll send a report back to Jagang somehow and let them know what happened.
Nate, this is the climax of the book, so everybody's cool.
Everybody turns good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody's cool right now. Along with the Daharans, like, literally all the soldiers in the field are doing this. I imagine even the Gars probably in the background. Like, literally everybody is just like, fuck yeah, Richard. It's epic.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, he's a charming motherfucker. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. Caitlin is like, Richard, you just changed the rules of war. And then for some reason, we see Mistress Sandra smiling in agreement from, like, off to the side, holding a bloody meat cleaver.
Yes.
And it is hilarious.
It is the coolest fucking thing in this book. Mistress Sanderholt's like, I got one of mine. I don't know how you did, kiddo. There's a Slipknot video, and I believe it's from, oh gosh, We Let It All Get Away. What is it? Left Behind. It's Left Behind by Slipknot. A fantastic song. But in their music video, it's this weird kid in, like, a derelict house, and it's all dirty and shit, but it looks like he's got a job. He's like a butcher or a butcher's assistant. But there's this weird scene where he's sitting there holding the butcher knife upside down in his hand, and he's just, like, entranced by it and kind of smiling, and, like, that's what Mistress Sanderholt's doing. She's like,
they fucking got
I
it,
am,
guys.
in fact, a psychopath. I enjoyed this very much. Thank you.
Yeah. She was like, no, she was like, you know what? My fingernails were fucking ripped off of my hands. I've been put through a lot of bullshit here, so I got mine. I got mine. What happens next is that they love on Gratch for gathering the Gars and saving their lives again. He has blood flies now, which are annoying as fuck, but he, like, knows how to grab up some gross shit and put it on his little belly.
Yeah, they like the Mariswith blood.
Yeah, and they all fly right back to him. And it's like he grew up. He's a big boy now, but it's gross.
That's puberty, right?
Yeah. He's past puberty. He's like a full-ass man
He's
Gar.
a whole-ass man Gar.
Yeah.
Hey, General Gratchgar.
General Gratchgar, man.
Is a man.
Yeah, he's a full man.
Man's man.
Both his balls have fully dropped. That happened a while ago.
That's why. His stance, Scratch, is your stance a little wider than the last time I saw you? Well, good for you, buddy.
Yeah, totally great. Richard asks if he's seen Zed. He's like, hey, dude, what happened to him? You guys were, like, together, and then I saw some shit went down. And through some sign language...
Fantastic sign language.
Yeah. Gratch says he saw him lying still and bleeding out of his head, and then he couldn't find him, so that's when he went to go get help. I noted to Nate while we were listening that Gretch made it clear, apparently, that this was hard. This was very hard work.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was so funny that during all the sign language, he took extra care to communicate, like, this was not fucking easy, bud, okay?
Even this right now, communicating this to you in sign language is taking a great amount of effort.
Yeah.
And I just want you to appreciate that.
Yeah. I fucking love you, by the way.
We're friends and all, but damn, dude.
By the way, we kind of breezed past the part that actually made me cry in this episode when they first got to each other after the battle. They hugged here when they were giving the love on each other at the beginning. And they were like, I love you, Gretch. And I love you, Richard. And I was like, oh, that's so sad. Oh my God, they're together. Yeah.
The band's back together.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, besties. It's the best thing, and I loved it.
Well, we all know that Gratch is like a special character, and so that Richard thought he was gone, even if we suspected that he wasn't. When they finally see each other, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because, Zed's still missing, and that's worrying, but we don't know where Zed is. We're not assuming he's dead. Well, no, Richard is assuming he is dead.
But we know.
Yeah, but then, Gratch was there too, and Gratch isn't dead, so that kind of gives you hope, even though he hasn't seen him.
Yeah,
He might be okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, and Gratch said he didn't see, he went back up there and he didn't see his body anywhere. So, he did disappear from the ramparts. So, weird. But, yeah, we fucking
He
know.
could have walked away. We don't know.
It is annoying as fuck that he's alive and that there is ways to communicate. And Richard, just being with specifically who he's with, is not going to know that Zed is fine for a while. Because he's not going to be with the Sisters of the Light who can communicate with Anne and who knows Zed is alive.
Oh, right. I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're going to drag that out, or Terry is going to drag that out for as long as he can.
Yeah, so that's a little bit irksome. But whatevs. So, back to Gratch and Richard here. Richard asks Gratch if he can stay. Come on, come hang out. You can sleep by the fire. And Gratch is like, man, I can't. 'Cause I got my lady here. He introduces Mrs. Gratch, and it's amazing.
Mrs. Gratch. I like how Richard noticed it was a female.
Yeah. What was it? What was it that made you think that?
He didn't say.
Does she
He
have...
didn't say what the difference was. You could assume, Gratch is a male, so he's probably got some junk hanging, whereas Mrs. Gratch here didn't get a name, which is kind of a bummer. I would have liked to know that. She's just like, oh, this wife. This is my female.
We could talk. I could tell you. I told you my name, but I'm not going to tell you hers.
Richard would have been the whole thing. Richard touches in his chest and then touches Gratch's chest. And then I don't know if you touch a female Gar's chest because that might be inappropriate.
She
might not.
Have boobs.
Maybe it's more of a dog situation than a breast situation. I don't know. But so it'd be just point to her.
Yeah.
Put your hand in her general direction and be like, care to give me a name or?
She does not have a penis and she has long eyelashes.
Yeah.
So that's how
That's all you gotta know.
Yeah, that's all you gotta know. So he wants to be with his own kind now. And he's got friends and a family. He's got shit going on.
He's got shit. Plus, he was putting forth a lot of fucking effort for Richard.
Yeah, he really
probably wants a break now.
Seriously. Life was hard as Richard's pet. And it's, honestly, this is the best move that Gratch could ever make for himself, is tapping out of Richard's life at this point. Because it would have just been more and more shit that he gets into that he has to help with. And, nobody ever gives back to him. This is a good thing for Gratch.
Yeah, it's sad as hell, but it's good for him.
But also, shocking that he found a giant group, he fucking fell off the keep, and then he just stumbled upon a fucking group of his people, and we're like, cool, we're all great now, and now I'm in charge, bitches, let's go. Way to go, man.
He showed him the stance and the junk, and he took the lady, and he was like, hey, I'm the captain now. That's what he did.
I'm General Gratchgar.
I got that back on Facebook. It was Captain Phillips.
Oh, yeah,
He pulled a Phillips.
So, Richard gets this. He gets it. But it's sad. He only asked that the guards not attack people anymore. And they all talk it over. They have a really heated discussion. In the Gratch, people when the Gars speak to each other.
Because people are like bacon.